So I'm the closer. They're putting me on last after y'all have had some drinks. So my name's Merideth, and I am the co-founder of a national nonprofit that brings yoga, leadership, and mindfulness training to inner city youth across the country. I'm here today to talk about what to do with a challenge. We all have them, and it's kind of how we handle them that dictates where we're really able to go. Social scientists say we respond to a challenge in one of three ways. There's a third of us that after coming across a challenge or a stressful situation, we never recover. There's another third of us that when we experience a challenge, we make a full recovery. There's a final third of us that when we experience a challenge, we actually thrive. And social scientists call this post-traumatic growth. We're not just surviving, we are actually thriving in the face of a challenge. So tonight, we're gonna talk about the three main ways that you can thrive after a challenge yourself. Now, the first one is grit, and I'm not just talking about the type of grit that you see in the old Wild Wild West movies with John Wayne kind of walking by with like holsters and pistols on his pockets. We live in a different type of environment today. When I talk about grit, I'm thinking about the courage that comes from Ellen DeGeneres coming out of the closet in the 1990s. When we talk about grit, we're looking at your ability to have long-term perseverance and passion for a long-term goal, like lover or not lover as much, Hillary Clinton. And then the third, when we look at grit and how to cultivate grit, we're looking at somebody like Mark Cuban and tenacity, somebody that never gives up regardless of how hard something is. So when we want to thrive in the face of a challenge, we're really looking at cultivating grit, this idea that if we can work hard, persevere, be courageous and tenacious, we can go on to do great things after a challenge. This is Mount Rainier. I'm summiting it in July. I love to do these things because they help me cultivate grit. I get to practice being courageous, perseverant, and I get to be tenacious. The second way to thrive after a challenge is to channel your inner detective Olivia Benson, the heart of gold, always solution focused, like dun dun. She is always value-driven. In fact, I want you to identify your own core values. If you take this phrase on the screen and Google it, it'll come up with about 100 value words. I want you to circle your top 10, then close your eyes, think about a time you were most aligned in this world. What values were present of the ones you circled? Those are your key values. Because truly, solutions might have the wheel to our car, but our values are the engine that push us forward. Our values are going to steer your solutions. So can you be solution focused using your values? Man, I've had to be very solution focused as a business owner. When I opened my first yoga studio in DC, I pulled out about $25,000 in cash, and the contractor came out after quoting my build out at about $125,000. I had to get a little creative. I want you to be as solution focused with any challenge coming your way. Oh, this is me and my friends. People always say I'm the Phoebe of the group. I've always felt more like the Chandler Bing. My third way to really thrive in the face of a challenge is find your own friend group. Friends have helped me succeed after the most challenging and daunting of situations. I include a U-Haul because most of my challenges have come from life transitions. Just when I get really good at something, I'm done with it and it's on to something new. Find a group that'll support you. Communities also help to pull you up and give you cool opportunities. I was a delegate to the US State Department in India this last November at the Entrepreneurship Summit that was a global summit. It was because I had a friend that knew somebody that knew somebody. Friends really help to pull you up. Get to know the people sitting around you tonight. And I want you to attack them voraciously. I want you to go after them, whether it's back there by the bar or out at the pump or in the parking lot. Go talk to them. Go meet them. Because if you want to survive, and not just survive, but thrive in the face of challenges and stressors, you've got to strengthen your stress muscle. And I don't know where it is on my body, but like I know it's somewhere. And a stress muscle is what allows us to thrive after stress. So go work it out, make it swole, make it real jacked. Really work it out, because it's like any muscle. You don't use it and it atrophies. You really get strong practicing grit, practicing value-oriented, solution-oriented outcomes. if you practice building your community and supporting your community, that stress muscle will get bigger and bigger. And you'll be walking around with a big old jacked up arm, but you'll be like, it's my stress muscle. This stress muscle allows you to do great things like summit Mount Rainier. And when you summit Mount Rainier, you're making that stress muscle even greater to keep challenging or keep hiking life's greatest challenges so that you can go on and thrive after a challenge. Thank you.